We've learned some about statistical learning. Now we're going to apply statistical learning to a real example. Gender inequality in employment is especially pronounced among parents with a young child at home. We've prepared a data set that summarizes the experiences of married men and women whose youngest child is between age 0 and 18. We downloaded data from the Basic Monthly Current Population Survey from 2010 to 2019. We then estimated the average proportion employed among men and among women whose child is each aged from 0 to 18. We use these aggregate estimates to produce synthetic data. Synthetic data don't correspond to real people, but they're simulated to have the same properties as data that correspond to real people. The reason we're using synthetic data is so that we can easily hand you a data set from the course website that you can work with without having to go download the data yourself. Our synthetic data will have 100 men and 100 women whose child is age 0, and then whose child is age 2, 3, 4, on up to 18. You'll notice we are not giving you information on parents whose youngest child is 1 year old. That's your task. Your task is to use statistical learning algorithms to make a prediction. Predict the employment rate among men and among women whose youngest child is 1 year old. To make this really concrete, we're going to ask you at the end of discussion to report an estimate. What proportion of women whose youngest child is 1 year old are employed and at work in the week preceding the survey? This is the question that you'll answer, and at the end of discussion, we'll see which group comes the closest. In this sense, we'll actually have sort of a winner at the end of discussion, but also we'll all win because we all have a chance to practice statistical learning algorithms and see their properties in a real example.